What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Euphoria Season 2 finale, and we have the culmination of Lexi's play and, well, the whole season. Annoyingly, we didn't get a clear and defined end to pretty much most of the stories, but we know that Rue is sober and the rest will be followed up next season, whenever that is. It may be a while. We open with Fizzy's predicament, which is, to put it lightly, as he is about to be arrested, no thanks to his former friend turned police friend, only for Ash to murder him just like he did Mouse, which was the reason they are in the situation they are now. It's a weird story that only had a bit part in the last 2 or 3 episodes, and the Lexi storyline was very good, only for it to sadly end here, as he talks to her and suggests Little House on the Prairie in a cute moment, but it's all over for Fez as the police are on their way. However, their house guest did try to save them, but Ashtray's brashness got them deeper into the problem they are in, as the SWAT team will arrive and find the dead body. Both Austin St. Cloud and the kid who plays Ashtray are superb here, but at the end of their storyline, this episode did let me down as Ashtray grabs the gun and tries a shootout which would not work. It just seemed weird when Fez was going to take the fall for him. Time will only tell what is next, but sadly Ashtray has died due to his bad decision, and Fez will no doubt really end up in jail, which is, a bit of a shame, but it was to be expected. I do wish that Sam Levinson had a kind of idea to put a whole story in an episode and then pay it off in a finale, because I felt that this was very, very underserved. Next up, we have Cassie turn full villain, as she is fuming after the play, but has ended her relationship with Nate due to, him dumping her, which no doubt would have happened anyway due to him being a complete D-bag. But Cassie wants to burn it all down after she says she's lived the life and took risks, and she has turned the villain here. I'm still Team Cassie. But she says that Lexi just sat back and observed. I do feel bad for Cassie, as Lexi aired all their dirty laundry, and their mum was like, hey, my daughter Lexi's so smart, look at the play she's written. She's just a horrible person, that mum. Now, Maddie has enough as we see a fight on stage and they air the Nate Cassie situation, and the audience did crack me up here as well. It's the play and everything works really, really well here. I do wish that the episode wasn't all over the place. It did jump and jump and jump to the end of Rue's prologue story, kind of showing how it affected Lexi, when that could have happened last week. We could have just mixed some things around, but we have the fight. And oh my, did the play version of Cassie on the merry-go-round send Cassie into a rage as the former friends fight, which is hilarious. It's not until really the end of the episode that we get the culmination of this story, as Maddie says this is just the beginning, meaning that Cassie's life is about to get a whole lot worse. Now, in one of the weakest scenes, we see Rue go to forgive Elliot for accidentally saving her life, which happened during the intervention. She forgives him despite why he did what he did, which was to get in Jules's pants. But then he just sings a song. It was a bit cringe. Elliot, unfortunately, was a very underserved character. I'm not going to say he was a bad character or I didn't like the character. It's just I feel like with the story having so many threads this season, they could have worked him a bit better and had a bit more time with him. But we then finally catch up with Cal, and he's seen living in an artist commune / hovel as Nate goes in there finally to talk to him. Nate airs a dirty laundry in front of Cal's friends / fuck buddies, and we get the origin of Nate's trauma as he reveals that he was 11 when he saw the dirty discs, which we knew, but he had a recurring nightmare about his dad doing to him, which was what was on the disc, which is just absolutely awful, and we saw a clip of that last week. Now, Nate isn't here for reconciliation, but for revenge. He simply doesn't want Cal to be happy and get away with ruining their lives. We thought he was going to kill him, which was a misdirection. He simply had a USB drive copy of the disc of him and, I presume, Jules there. The audio mixing on these episodes are terrible, but the police turn up and arrest him. I do feel like this could have been settled a few episodes ago, but it was an interesting one, and I think that this was a good culmination to the story there, as I thought Cal got off a bit easy there. We then cut to the end of Lexi's play / flashback as we see the death of Rue's father, her overdose, and the impact it had on Lexi. It seems like the play has worked as it helped Rue and Lexi become friends again, as Rue finally caused her to hang out, just like the old days, with a few added tears and drugs, and yeah, wow, this is alive. I just played Counter-Strike 1.6 and CSGO in high school. Now, Rue discusses how to handle trauma like Lexi, as despite what Cassie said about being an observer, that was simply how she dealt with what happened with her father, Rue, and everything. She resigned backwards, and Rue and Lexi are now friends-ish. Rue's clean for now as well, and Rue and Lexi have cleared the air as she can see the hurt on her friend and decides to not accept Jules back, which is probably the best decision because that girl needs to work on her self-care. And we have some narration, which it does rely too much on. We don't see the rest of the school year, but she says that she stays clean. Frustratingly, we are left on cliffhangers for almost every single storyline, but at the end of the day, this is Rue's story about her being clean. It's a bit of a get out, but I think the rest of the stories will culminate next season. I'm not really a big fan of the cliffhangers. But overall, I did enjoy this season. I thought it was really, really good, really entertaining, really gripping. I just hope there's a bit better structure next season. That is it for this video. Please drop a like down below. Do subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.